Good Saturday morning. Welcome to the vlog. I know this looks weird, but we don't have any power. None whatsoever. Um, Last night, a big windstorm came through, took the power out for miles. I did have plans for today, but Mother Nature was like, screw you. I have other plans for you. So we're going to be doing stuff on the fly. Good thing we have a gas stove. We can still light it and do stuff, but it's going to be interesting today. It's going to be very interesting, and I'm going to take you guys along. Yes, we're in the dark. I'm going to get some coffee. I'm going to show you guys what I'm doing for coffee this morning. Yeah, very interesting, very freaking cold, but let's get it going. Okay, guys, right here I got some hot water going because I want to do my tea. But in here I have some coffee, just regular old coffee. And we are going to just put it on the stove, very old school. Let me find a lighter and get it going. Let's see. So there we go. The upside to having a gas stove when all the power goes out. So we're going to let all this stuff warm. I do my tea. I'm going to heat my first meal up on the stove also. Let's see here. Friday I just made some, my old standby, some oatmeal, faux oatmeal here. And we're going to be warming that up too on the stove. So, let me get my cup going right here. And what I'm going to do is, I don't have a lot of ghee. I'm going to use the rest of this ghee and maybe a little bit of coconut oil if I don't have enough. So it's not a whole lot in here, hardly nothing. So we're going to use whatever little bit is in here, plus a little bit of coconut oil. So let's do that. So I guess we're just going to be ketoing without power for a minute. I was told it's supposed to be on by 1 o'clock, but I don't trust it. Who knows? So that, we got a little bit in there, and we have, let's see, the coffee going. And hopefully everything will be together soon. So I'll be back once I have the coffee pulled together and I got my food mixing and going on. So I will see you guys in a minute because I don't want to bore you just standing here while coffee boils and water boil and all that good stuff. See you in a minute. Okay, here we go. So just forewarning, you're going to hear a lot of voices, a lot of noise. We have a leak. We're trying to figure out what's going on with it, so there's going to be moving around. Very fun times. So here's my coffee. I'm going to add a little bit of milk to it. Even more coffee. And you'll probably just see a picture of my breakfast if it's too loud in here or whatever. But alrighty. Guys, so the repair work is starting. This is the middle level bathroom. Please let them find the leak here. And it not be somewhere upstairs or even that bottom level. I have a feeling this is going to be hella expensive. Our bathroom looks like crap right now. But okay, let's go do breakfast. Okay, I got my food going. We're up in the bedroom. Excuse any noise you're going to hear because it's kind of loud. Um, and voices and all that. But let's see. Um, the plan was I would have already did my exercise stuff to show you guys, and we were going to actually take a little bit of a field trip down Highway 2. So if you're familiar, I'm sure everyone has heard about it. Washington was on fire, major fire. I don't know how many acres, thousands and thousands of acres burned. So yesterday we did a little bit of a drive to see if we could kind of see anything on Highway 2. Again, those that live here will probably be more familiar with this. But from the street, you could see very little, so which meant we would have to go like kind of on the backside streets. And we were only in our little RAV4 and not the truck, and we didn't want to chance it. And plus, the higher the elevation, it was a little bit of snow, so we're like, nah, we'll save that for another trip. So that will be coming. We will do that kind of a field trip and show you the burn area and talk about it and blah, blah, blah. But for now, we are quasi in survival mode. I don't want it to sound like desperation, but there is no power. So I'm going to have to pull myself together. They just shut off the water because they're working on the pipes. And we're going to go to, I want to say Big Five, and try to find some hand weights, which will be part of our workout routine for when I cannot get to the gym. And I want to get back into a gym routine. So, I don't have my computer, no electricity, blah. Quick update on health. I think you guys remember me telling you that I did some tests around with my kidneys and blah, blah, blah. Let me see if I can give you the shortened version of all this. So, when I first started noticing like some weirdness going on, I got some tests done in California, and they said, the only thing that was wrong with me at that time was that my blood sugar was slightly elevated, not a whole lot, slightly. And the numbers were okay. And here's the thing when it comes to numbers. If you're in an okay range, they're not going to tell you anything until it gets severe. That's the problem I have with medicine, is they want you to become dependent on them and the pharmaceuticals. So I looked at those numbers and I did some investigation. I'm like, well, for my age, they should be blah, blah, blah. So I immediately contacted my GP, sent her all that information, and we had a phone conversation. And she said, well, your numbers have been kind of hovering when it comes to the kidneys around that number. And given my age and ethnicity, it's not a super bad number. But I'm like, okay, I'm going to do better. I said, no, I'm not accepting this. And we devised a plan, and that plan was 1 meal a day would be a vegetarian meat option. Something would be still fall into my low carb, because she agrees that I still should be doing low carb because of my history with diabetes. So diabetes ran in my family, and at one point, I think you guys know, I was pre-diabetic. So, I did that, and the numbers changed a little bit, not as much as I wanted them to, but I'm going to stay the course, and we're going to keep going with this. We're going to keep going with this, and just to see if that, in fact, will get to the number that I feel like I'm comfortable with. Because here's the deal. As you get older, those kidney numbers are going to drop anyway. And since mine is below what I would consider the average that they have, I want to get mine as high as possible. So that's that. There was some improvement, but not the way I was thinking there should have been, okay? And it's hard to really talk about without having everything pulled up. Um, but since some of the plans fell through, we're not going to be doing our little drive and all of that. We will go get the hand weights. I'll pull myself together. We'll get the hand weights. But let's see. Other updates is, how did this week go for me being home? Not that great. I'm gonna be honest. Not that great. My first week home. I'm gonna be eating and talking. Sorry. I think the cold is what really got to me. And more than that, I had to leave my daughter and my grandbaby. So it was rough. Mm, the plan for me, excuse me, is to return back to work in the office 2 days a week, starting next week. But this first week has been an adjustment for me. You know, the rain, constant rain, the cold. Then I started getting a head cold. When I first got back that night, I started feeling that head cold come on. And I started doctoring with myself, you know, trying to stave it off because there's a lot of stuff going on, keeping my body healthy. So I'm like, okay, I need to increase my consumption of really healthy, good stuff that I know is good for stuff like that, garlic, onion, and stuff like that. And I got some medicinal teas. So I'm doing that. I still have it, but it's not as bad as 2 days ago. It was horrendous. So that's that. So that's how my week has gone. It's, it's me getting back into the swing of things. And it's been really difficult I know it's just been a week to find my groove. So it's going to take a minute for me to find my groove and get nest right back into everything and get adjusted back to the climate and, get the exercise thing back going. So that's kind of really the update. I'll start doing meal preps again, maybe next weekend. Who knows? We'll see. Because I'm still able to kind of somewhat cook during the week, and it'd be nice to just have Saturdays to be one of those update type of things. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. The last thing I am going to have to, like I said, pull it together. We're going to go to Big Five and try to find us some hand weights. And I'm just going to look through some channels to see if I can find like some really good total body workouts for the days that I don't go to the gym. And I will try to film, my first one when I can't get to the gym. And I'll try to film myself when I get back into the gym, which I hope will be tomorrow. But we will see. But for now, I think that's about it. First week back home, iffy, and I did have to have an appointment with a therapist. We're dealing with some house repairs that could be pretty pricey, so it's giving me a lot of anxiety. I'm missing my daughter and my grandbaby. I'm missing the warm weather. So that's where we are. So, let me go ahead and finish eating. And we'll pick this back up because, like I said, I'll show you the weights and all of that. So, see you guys then. All right, guys, we are here, Big Five Sporting Goods. We're going to go in and check out and see if we can find any type of hand weights. I'm sure we can. So let's go in here and do this, and I'll show you what I find. Okay, we have our weights. They are 15 pounders. I got 2 of them. So if you remember correctly, a while back when I did show myself in the gym, I was doing 12. So this is a nice little progression. It's heavy enough to challenge me for a good while. So Yeah, I'm happy. They weren't that expensive. So we're going to get back home. We're going to make one small thing and we're going to just wrap this whole thing up. And I'll do a recap of things I went over. And yeah, see you back home. Okay, I am kind of back to wrap things up. I noticed this vlog is getting a little bit longer than I like. So, quick recap. The past week was not the best week for me. Trying to get back into the swing of things. Um, there were some challenges around the weather, missing my daughter, my granddaughter, just mental challenges with the cold and all of that. So, um, we did go get our weights, so that's checked off. The only thing now is for me to go and look up those videos when I cannot get to the gym and exercise from home, in which I will do my best to vlog some of that too. What else? It is after 12:30 and still no power. First they said 1, now they're saying 4, but we don't know. We're still without power. So that's interesting. But I'm going to wrap this up. And yeah, thank you guys for following me. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up. And I'll be back.